My name is Sánchez Pinto. I'm, as you can say by my looks, accent, demeanor, I'm not Latvian. I'm not Latgalian even. I'm from Spain. And my lawyers advised to say that I've been legally residing in Latvia for 14 years. I've been working in INTEA for 1.5 years. Some of my accolades are here, but basically I have a double role in INTEA. I'm a learning technology consultant working at the support team, and I'm also INTEA's customer success manager. Let's talk about, and first thing I need to do is to have a confession, is that when we were preparing the presentation, we thought, okay, we're gonna walk you through the process of implementing a new LMS, Learning Management System platform. What you need to do, what are the regular steps, but we thought it's better to just take a step back and think about what you need to know before you decide to jump and get onto a new learning management system. So actually, the presentation should be called Thinking About Launching a Learning Platform. And yeah, let's take a look at these small steps that you need to know. Okay, now let's start by saying, for phones, it's pretty easy. You have mostly two platforms. You have iOS or you have Android. Sure, if you want an iOS phone, you can choose one or another model for your iPhone, and Androids have different manufacturers, but basically you're limited to mostly two main options. When it comes to an LMS, though, it's a bit more complicated. You're not supposed to see this, but this explosion of corporate logos gives you an idea of all the options that you have, not only for LMSs, and we're talking about over 250 different LMS platforms, but also over 1,000 tools that work in combination with your LMS, help you to create material, to test your learners. So it's a bit more complicated. And some people could think that, yeah, more options are better, but we've all been in that situation that it's like Friday, 9 p.m. and you're in front of Netflix and you start doom scrolling down and you go through pages and pages of movies, and 20 minutes later you decide that you don't want to watch anything because you cannot choose what you want to watch. So the question here is how can you choose the right platform for you? Let me start by saying something that I think I'll repeat a couple of times during the presentation, but there are no good or bad platforms. All the platforms have their strong points and the weaker points, but it's everything about finding the one that really matches your company needs. You want to deploy information quickly to your learners so they get to that piece of information that they need quick, then that's something that you need to consider. You want learning to be fun, engaging, you want gamification options. The people are really eager to get into your system and learn and win some points and win some prizes, something else. Do you need to test your learners very often? So there are some LMSs that are more focused towards that. Maybe you want your system to be accessible. You want people to be able to use the system on their phones, not only on their laptops. In any case, once you choose one, and we're going to go through steps that can help you choosing the right platform, you draw your strategy. Okay, I'm going to take this LMS, and these are the steps I'm going to take in order to have a successful launch. And by all means, if you have any questions and you have any doubt, you can contact INTEA and we'll be happy to guide you and help you through this. Okay, this is the agenda slide that each presentation needs to have, I guess. Choosing a platform can be a very tough process, challenging, very cumbersome. So we thought that, okay, since many platforms promise a lot, and they're trying to sell you their product, let's go through some tips and tricks that can help you, be successful in this quest. I need the best platform. Those are famous last words. Someone that, I'm going to spend money on this. I want absolutely the best thing. I want it all and I want it now. Yeah. Of course, it's absolutely natural. You're spending money. If it's a platform, it's also an investment for the company. You want the platform to be the absolute best that your money can buy. And actually, you want the platform to do everything. So you have a system that should be able to solve all your HR problems, take your kids to school, pick up the laundry, everything. And do 360-degree service, do everything that HR needs to do. But of course, it's not that simple. We recommend just to take a small, different approach. So whether we're talking about LMS or shoes, there are no perfect platforms. Each one has a pro or a con, so it's also about balancing and finding the right fit for you. Regarding the functions, well, most likely you will not use all your LMS functions day one. You might not have the time, you might not have the available knowledge at the moment that you launch the platform to do everything that the platform can offer, and also your company's priorities might change. You might start with having a big focus on one thing, and down the line you think, okay, I should do something else entirely. So think about this. Even if the platform has many, many options, you don't have to take them all at once. And of course, something that was mentioned actually by Ilse in the previous presentation, you have to take it step by step. The dot is covering the car, but you get the idea. But basically, like, we all want to be here. You want to be able to present a very luxurious car to your learners and like the best of the best. But while you get there, you need to be able to offer them something, some minimum viable products. If you start building a car and you start with a wheel, and then you build another wheel, and then you build a chassis, and finally after 5 months you give them a car, during those 5 months they're not going to have anything to write, and there might be a bit feeling that, okay, the system is not working. But if you start with small deployments, for example, this is like a skateboard. If you have I need to do this launch, I'm going to start small. Maybe your organization has challenged with a specific branch, so I'm going to launch the platform specifically for this branch first. And if it works well for the branch, then that you can use as a success to also get more departments to buy into the project. Okay, this works for them, it will work for us. And then you start escalating and going forward until you can get to the Range Rover. But the idea is that people need to be, you have to think about the KPIs of your company, tackle those first, and deliver viable products for everyone so they know that they're going to get a good platform, even if it takes some time to get to the last step. Like, you have the people who say, I want everything, like, just throw the money at the screen, I'm going to give everything. And of course, you get something totally the opposite side. That's, okay, there are free platforms out there, there are free options. Let's try it out for free. But what happens when you try it out for free? Then that can cause issues, unfortunately, because there's no such thing as a free lunch. Anything, bless you, anything that you have to get for free, it means that there has to be some extra work put by you. And I'll give you an example with Moodle. Moodle is a platform that's open source. That means that you can go to Moodle, you can download, and then you can have an LMS for free. But what happens? You need to have a lot of knowledge, money, and time, and people who knows how to work with Moodle to be able to build what you want to have for your platform. If you don't have the time or the resources or the knowledge, the platform most likely will fail because it's not going to be easy for you. If you need some help, well, good luck getting help from Moodle because it's just an open source. The code is there. You build your own platform. So sometimes cheaper is not always better. And if the LMS fails, and at this moment the platform fails because you're not able to dedicate enough time and resources to it, then you're going to lose people. They're not going to be able to believe in the platform or to buy in on this project. It's okay. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive. How are we tackling this project? I think it's important to remember that a learning project, having a platform, has to go hand by hand with a business project. Because this is a statement that I think we can all agree with it. Like, learning and development is fundamental to run a successful business, but it's sometimes difficult to sell this idea to business. Like, if something doesn't have a number attached to it, it's difficult for people to understand that, yeah, this is important for us. So your plan, or what you should be doing, you should be making this project everybody's business. This is not a pet project. This is something that's going to help you and your company achieve your learning goals and your business goals. And how do you do that? Maybe you need to get together with departments that have a big budget and create something that's a stake, something that helps them achieve their goals. Think that you have like a retail business, and you're teaching the new people that you have, your cashiers or people who are in the stores, and you open a new shop in Preili. And then that person needs to come a week to Riga to learn everything they need to learn before going back to Preili and being the best shop assistant in the world. So that takes money, that takes time. So maybe someone from that department thinks it's better to have everything digitalized, so they can be learning from their comfort of their homes, and they don't have to come to Riga. Maybe you have a compliance team that needs reporting really quick. Maybe marketing wants to deploy materials from new products very quickly to the shops so they can learn and they can start selling them. In any case, you need to sell the project internally. I looked for the ugliest gift I can find, and I found this one. And the answer to the question that's maybe not very visible, what's in it for me? Which is like a classic one. Yeah, sure, I like this very much, but what's for me? What's in it for me? What's my benefit of having this platform? So if you manage to get them to buy the platform with you and to see the benefits of the platform, you're going to have people who are going to be advocates for this project within the company. Okay, so now you did all your due diligence, and now you know what you want. You know more than me already. So let's formulate. What do you want and what do you need? Okay, what are my must-haves? This is important. As I mentioned previously, a platform has many functions. Some of them can be very important for you, some not so important. So you need to focus on the ones that are not only important, but absolutely necessary. Without this function, the platform is not going to work. Why? Because when you start looking for that platform and you have like a RFP, like a request for proposal or a concourse, you're going to have to understand which platform is going to be a good fit for you. If it's not, you just discard it. You're not going to think about that one. You're not going to lose your time, because each time you sit with a company and do a demo, you're losing your time that could be used in something more important. You can also involve other teams at this point. Maybe you want to involve legal team or some other internal teams that could help you choosing the right platform for you. Something very important to remember is that demos are marketing tools. When you sit with a company who's offering an LMS, they're going to sell you their product. And if they're good sales managers, they're going to sell you the good stuff of their product, and they're not going to talk about the things that are not so strong for this platform. So they might tell you that this is great, and this thing that's not so great, okay, let's just put it under the rug. No one's going to see it. And then we're going to focus on this. So when you meet with someone who's selling you an LMS, a provider, like a vendor, be thoughtful that they're selling you a product. What can you do instead? You can get references, like you can get together in a room like we are right now with other companies that are like in your same market, and you can talk and you can discuss like, hey, what does work for you? What are companies in our market doing? Which solutions have they implemented? Because that information you get is no longer marketing. You're getting real data from real companies that are more or less similar to yours and are going to be able to help you take in your decision. Also important is to consider the roadmap of the platform. Like right now, the platform might be great for you. It has all the functions that you need, but what about the future? Maybe you know they have openly said we're going to be strengthening the gamification, or we're going to be moving away from this other function. So if your roadmap, your personal roadmap as a company matches the one from the platform, you know that it's going to be a good relationship moving forward. If you're very much focused on one function of the LMS, and in 5 months, you know, because they have a roadmap, they're going to move away and do something else entirely different, you know that that's not going to be a good fit. And therefore, you should maybe try to search for another one. All in all, we need to find a good match. That's, if we could summarize this in one sentence, find a good match for you. But unfortunately, even good matches, even the perfect platforms have hiccups sometimes. And then you need to consider who is going to help you when shit hits the fan, if you pardon my French or Spanish. So who are you going to call? Who are you going to call when something goes down? Who is going to help you? This is, I think, an easily overlooked step, because like no one wants to go into such a project thinking that things are not going to work, but eventually something will happen and you'll need to reach out to someone that will hopefully help you. So things to consider: who and how are they going to support you? Do you have to call a phone number with many numbers and a strange country code? Then maybe that could be a bit risky, like if you don't understand even the person who's behind the phone. Or you have a company that's providing the LMS, but they're in UK. So how big are the Baltics as a market for that company? Is your issue going to be critical to that LMS provider? Are they going to be able to help you immediately when you need it? Those are things to consider. And here comes the plug. The good news for everyone is that we are here for you, INTEA is here for you. We have expertise working with different LMSs. We have a clear SLA that, you know, as Martin's mentioned, that if you send us an email, he's saying yes, for the ones in the back. If you reach out to us, we're going to reply to you at a specific time frame. We're going to be trying to do the best to help you with your issue. We have a team here in Riga, and basically we speak your language, or some people speak your language. And of course, we're always happy to help, which is what makes us famous and I think the best in business. And I think that's it. If you have any questions, now's the time. If not, you can write me an email, or we can connect on LinkedIn by scanning the QR code. I like codes. But anyway, thank you for your attention.